You guys, when you just see these feet, just know that it's that time. It's that time to what? Talk. Hey guys, my name is Beauty Taj. This is Taj Talks, and on today's episode is a continuity of what I said the last time. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel, and if you don't want to, you can just follow me for vibes, okay? For vibes, right? I was talking about how like I was having like issues with my phone, and I was already starting to feel like maybe the phone was about to pack up. You guys, God is so good to me, because not only were they able to get the phone fixed, right? But I was also like I also got to do it for way lesser, and I'm so thankful to God, because I was already feeling like, hey God, what will I do? Will I have to buy a new one? Anyway, it's not working. Even though I have no complaints. Okay, the only complaint I have is just a new phone. I want a new phone, literally, but I'm so thankful to God. The way this phone was able to work this way, honestly, is only known to God. And I'm so thankful that at least I'm able to use my phone. So like, it still has like what's it called? It still has the nylon on it. Like, I was asked not to remove this light. You can see this light that is blinking. I can only see it on the camera, but when I look at it like this, I can't see any lights blinking. Does that happen to you too? But that's not the point of the video. This phone cost me a lot. It cost me a lot, mentally, physically, psychologically, financially, everything, because this phone was just yabba, right? But anyway, it shall go to work when you followed my thankful to Jesus, right? So I was already thinking about how I'm actually going to start this video, because I already said I was going to do just anything gear, but yet I still want to have a strategy, right? So today's video is going to be about how I want to break down my 2025. I didn't necessarily plan for this video, but this is something that I've been working on, in the books, and I've been trying to, get it out there, type of, right? So yeah, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel. You guys, fun fact about me. One thing, you see these trousers, right? This would like trousers. Ever since I got it, I've never worn it outside. I only wear it inside to admire myself in the mirror, to make videos that I never post, by the way, and that's it. So anytime you see me wear this video, okay, anytime you see me wear this like two-piece, these trousers and a top, just know that it's game time, bitches. Just know it's just time to make videos, because this fit sets my mood. It makes me look very cute. I feel very cute. I feel very cutesy, very demure, right? Very sultry. But like, yeah, that's one fun fact. And I don't know when I'll wear it outside, but when I do wear it outside, I hope I get a picture, because what? I feel like these jeans is just way too fine to not even see the light of day. But yeah, I always just used to make videos. They are currently watching TV in the sitting room, which makes no sense to me, but a girl has to do what a girl has to do, because you guys are most active in the night. So the time currently is 1:36 a.m. The time I do my videos normally. So yeah, 2025 is coming, and I'm gonna be 22 next year. I want to get to a stage in my life whereby I want to start to take myself seriously, and I genuinely feel from the bottom of my heart that 2025 is that year. It's a different feeling when you do something based off of can you is my hair, or I'm going to do this one. But it's a different feeling when you actually feel like it's time to lock the fuck in. But now I just feel like that 2025 is my year, and even though I don't have a particular program at which I'm gonna escalate myself during this period of time, but I just want the best things to happen to me whilst me being myself. I was just talking to somebody while telling the person, like what is my plan, like what would I like to do, what's my plan, and actually do the things that I want to do. You guys, let me break it down to you. Whilst I was discombobulated about this phone, a lot of things had already happened in the background. It may seem as though I'm actually going for my service. If you don't know what service is, in Nigeria, it's called NYSC. It's a program you go for a year after you're done with school. It's mandatory. It's something you have to do, unless you don't want to do it. Okay, nobody will carry you for it, but it's just something you have to do immediately after you're done with college, sorry, uni. When you're done with it, you're meant to do your NYC before you're not saying, okay, you're now on your own. Do you understand? Like, it's just like a seclusive program for everybody after school, you know, for you to serve your country and for me to serve my country, which is Nigeria, right? So yeah, I got the information whilst I was still doing kitty kata because of my phone. Like my name came out from my name was on the list. It's on the list rather, and I have to register for my NYC, which is going to be 2025. Okay, so I'm looking for how I'm going to incorporate all this in my plans and how I'm going to, you know, just make everything work. But thankful to God that for I know the plans God has for me, okay, plan to prosper me, and I know fully well that I don't have to do things alone when I have God, right? So I don't have a well rigid plan on how all these things and all these changes in my life is going to happen, but I think I want to, you know, be very, very tactical about it this time around with so much intentionality, right? You see somebody, you see something about me, I'm very, very key, and I'm very, very, very heavy on self-improvement, self-discovery. I say discovery, the bad in me came outside. I'm very big on self-discovery, how to level yourself up, how to become the most better and the best version of yourself. I'm obsessed with the idea. So constantly every day, I'm looking for how I need to do things that will actually get me closer to where I want to be in life, right? Okay, it might not be so big to somebody else, but to me it's a lot. Okay, so for 2025, I want to take my life more seriously, but I want to take it in terms whereby I'm taking it seriously, but at the same time I'm having fun with it, because I noticed one thing about myself is whenever I take things too seriously, I get overwhelmed, and when I get overwhelmed, I crash down, you know, and I've grown past that stage. I can't keep doing that, okay? I need to be so fucking for real. If I say I want to be a content creator, but the idea scares me, I need to find something that works for me, okay? Which I've noticed over time. Anytime I do things that work for me, whenever I do things that actually genuinely flows in alignment of what I truly want and I do it with ease, it works out for me, okay? Let's say, for example, my relationship with people, even my relationship with people, the relationship with myself, the things I do to myself that makes my life easier in my own way, everything always worked out in the end. See, my weight loss, for an example, right? At first, when they tell you want to lose weight, you have to do this, you have to do that. Every time I try to do things at the lens of others, things never work out for me. So now, if I say I want to do this thing with my life, I need to do things subjective to the fact that it has to work for me. You know, I call the dibs, right? I'm gonna call the dibs this time around. I'm going to do things that work for me and things I enjoy in the process. So how do I do these things? Fair enough, I'd already started, and to a point, even though I'm not where I want to be yet, physically, mentally, financially, of course, you know, I want to feel like the plans I have for myself is going to give me an head start. Oh yeah, for when you do but yeah, still of course. I want to believe that the plans I have for myself, or the things I've actually put in place for myself, is actually going to give me an head start. Even though I believe solely in the plan of God, because whenever I plan something for myself, I have this old advice, this old plan that if I tell other people, it would work for them. But the moment I try to step in or try to be too strategic about my life, it never works for me, because I always just feel like God always humbles me down to T. That yes, honestly, I just feel like God is always just trying to tell me, like, oh, I'm the queen of your life, type R. Before you do anything, you have to look up to me. Okay, so I've already even surrendered. Okay, God, this is what I have for myself, but what do you have for me? Okay, let's cohabitate. let's form an alliance. Let's know what we're doing right here. You know, help me so I can help you. No, help me so I can help me so I can help me. Okay, yeah, no, you. Duh. Help me so I can help me as well, God. Like, you know, teach me how to go about things, okay? And I think what God is trying to tell me at the moment is, number one, find yourself. That's something I've been doing for the past few months. I let down everything I used to know. I let down everything I used to feel like, oh, was me. I let it go, okay? And I sat with myself for the longest. See, before I used to tell myself, oh, it is hard, you know yourself, yada, yada, yada. Duh. Turns out I don't. Exactly. And this year I was tested, this 2024. Even if I get amnesia, I know if you forget this year was a lot for me mentally, psychologically, spiritually. Everything that happened for me this year, I cannot forget. I'm sorry. Okay. And they tell you sometimes there's always peace after the storm. Yo. This year was one hell of a year that I ever don't want to revisit again in my lifetime. It was a lot for me. It was really straining, okay? But the fact that, oh, I had to transition from, a certain way. I had to finish school. I had to live a particular phase of my life. I needed to live some habits. I needed to be in tune with myself. It was just like God was just constantly molding me, okay? I needed to let go of habits. I needed to reform habits. I needed to be in tune with myself. I needed to be non-egoistical about things. I needed to be humble. I needed to, I felt like God was molding me into different things. And let me tell you, there are some things that God does for you because we understand that the sufferings we go through, we are going through it to understand that God is using to glorify us later. Okay. I understand that these things that I'm going through is making me become a better person. So if you're going through something and maybe one suffering, and you're becoming worse or something's happening, it's not God that has that one. No. It gets some kind of way God go mold you, go say now God they let you do this work. So you can't even be angry. You just need to just trust him, trust his timing, trust his promises, trust everything about him, right? So the way he was moving with me this year was mad different. In fact, how changed I am from January to now is so mind-blowing, because even myself, I don't even expect, like, I did not see it coming. I didn't see this tremendous change coming. Okay, that's how God works. He doesn't give you an head start. Why do I keep doing like this? He just hits you. Pow! Literally. Well, it doesn't hit you pow, 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 but it moves you in a way that you see yourself how he wants you to see yourself. There's a way God sees you, there's a way other people see you, there's a way you see yourself. Okay, the way God sees you is what is most important, and that's what's key. So if you want to know how God sees you, you need to look into that scripture. Okay, he said because before he formed you, he knew you, he had already ordained you, he already knew everything about you. So imagine that. So imagine somebody that did something like that for you. So the person that actually brought you into existence already know the blueprint. It says he already has the blueprint of your life. Okay, so imagine someone like that. You have to entrust everything to him, right? So this year was a lot for me. It was really straining for me. In fact, I'm just so thankful that I survived. And at a point, I just said, God, you know what? Just take the wheel. Okay, as long as I'm not dead. I have hope, and I'm so glad I can so laugh about it right now, because yes, I've made tremendous change. And so in fact, a lot of things have changed about me, and I'm so happy about it. I'm healed, I'm happy, like I'm genuinely at a great place, knowing fully well that it's only ups from here. So yeah, 2025 is literally going to it's going to be my year. Like, I'm going to take this clip, and in the future, this time next year, mashallah, God's willing, I'm going to put it side by side and be an embodiment at which God has literally shown. Like, God will literally make me results in the name of Jesus with the way I'm seeing things. But again, you never can tell. That's the way I see things. You never know how he sees things as well. It could be earlier, it could be later, but at the same time, I'm just really grateful for the pace and the peace of mind he has given to me. So now, the first thing I needed, that I knew that God needed me to find, was to find myself. Okay, if I find myself, and if I understand the kind of person I am, if I have an identity in Christ, and when I understand the trajectory at which my life is going, then I can move forward. That was something I didn't understand. I was always doing things in the lens of others, which now I understand. Now I understand that my life is not in somebody else's hands. My life wouldn't go in accordance to somebody else's pace. My life doesn't have to go through the same experience somebody else has had. I now understand that everything that's about me, everything that's about beauty touch will only go in accordance to God's plan and God's will for my life. I now already understand it. Okay, now that's a great start. Then after then, I needed to, figure out what I actually wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a content creator for the longest. You see, the funny thing is, like, talking in front of the camera is something that I've always genuinely been so confident about. But it was something that I felt like I needed to do something pertaining to the camera. I don't know. I really don't know what else is going to be, but I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to take you guys along, okay? And I want you guys to see my life is at its finest because of God, okay? So now, after finding out myself, it's time for me to now be rigid in my identity, okay? In as much as the world is really, the world can be a really scary place right now, we need to understand that we need not to do it alone. I'm not doing my life alone, okay? So, 2025, back to course. What am I doing differently? And when it's time to make goals for your life, it's easier for you to do anyhow because what? You have no consequence. Nobody to hold you to power. Nobody's forcing you now. Should be you're the one that have dreams and goals. It will only go now. Talo force it. You can be sleeping and waking up. Nobody will ask you any question now. But I genuinely feel like I need something more. I need that. Whoa. I want that. Yeah. I have that. I gotta have that. I'm something more. I'm meant for something more. I'm meant to do exceedingly abundantly everything God has called me to be. I need to be something more. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I just know that, taking it at my own time and taking it at my own pace is still motion, right? So I'm telling myself that 2025, these are the things I'm gonna do differently.